Hey guys, how's it going? Eli here, back with another weekly video where today I'm going to be talking about everything going on in the Poké market, as well as give you guys some news updates to everything that's been going on. Without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So a couple of things I kind of want to get out of the way very shortly. I will be officially going back to my regular streaming schedule starting today. Or not streaming schedule, but sorry, video posting schedule. So I will be getting those videos posted on time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I apologize for that. I finally got a set schedule for my other job, so I actually have time off to be able to post those videos frequently. But as far as it goes for today's video, like I said before, I'm going to give you guys a Poké market update on everything going on, but also give you an update on just kind of the news that's kind of been trickling on, and it'll play into effect on what I think will happen with the market. But without further ado, let's just take a look at a couple of interesting things. So the first thing I kind of want to take a look at when it comes to the Pokemon news is we finally got the release of what the fusion arts are going to be the secret rare are finally revealed for fusion art. Sorry, that was a little confusing. Obviously, we kind of knew that the predominant cards are going to be Genesect and Mew. For starters, we have a Mew V full art, which looks absolutely beautiful. We also have a Genesect V full art, which looks really cool as well. And then we also have a Greedent V full art, which also looks really cool. So I'll be interested to see as well. I mean, this doesn't look like a ton of full arts. I feel like we're going to be getting more. You know, correct me if I'm wrong. But I mean, we obviously are going to be getting, you know, the special art for the Mew, which also looks really cool for the VMAX. We haven't gotten the Boltund VMAX released yet. We haven't seen the Rainbow Rare, but I can imagine it'll probably look like this, but then just in a rainbow variation. We don't know if we're going to be getting any other VMAX full arts, alternate arts for some of these other cards, so I'll be interested to see what that kind of looks like. But I mean, honestly, all in all, first look, the cards look really cool. I love the design and kind of the direction they're going with this. I think it's very much on par with kind of what they've been doing with the evolutions. And as someone who's a Mew fan, I really like this card a lot. Mew is one of my favorite legendary Pokemon, especially for a shiny variation. Shiny Flaffy, I don't know if I agree with that route. I understand why they did it. It's from a competitive perspective, so I can definitely appreciate it. I'll be interested to see what kind of trainer card this is going to be, and then we'll see if there's really going to be any more additions. But I mean, as far as it goes, this is just saying that it's going to be a part of the set. I don't know if they're going to be releasing more, because usually, like, you'll see right here, they have the card backs on the back to show that this is what's going to be. And I know this was supposed to be a massive set, so I don't know what the implications are if there's going to be any more. But I mean, all in all, this is still looking quite interesting as far as it goes. And we still want to see how the fusion mechanics are also going to play a factor in the overall TCG game itself. So, and then another thing, kind of perusing around, looking at the current market update for everything going on trending. Evolving Skies booster boxes. Market price is now $190. You know, we saw the celebrations, elite trainer boxes break below 100, so that's at least reassuring. But man, that is insane to me that we are seeing booster boxes that are pushing upwards and upwards. You know, Vivid hasn't really moved much. Chilling Reigns hasn't really moved much. But here's something I do want to actually talk about, especially considering that I think this is really going to correlate a lot more to the market. So for those of you guys that don't remember last time when I posted my video, obviously I posted it last Wednesday, which was on the 15th, if I'm correct. So we were talking about, you know, there was a potential to be a lower high on the short-term time frames when looking at the past 12 months. I mean, you can take a look at the past 90 days as well. It's been pretty sporadic as far as it goes, so we haven't seen really anything inconsistent. And basically what we kind of saw is we didn't get that. We just saw kind of a flat line. Nothing really, you know, changed when it comes to, you know, if we were going to get a higher low when it comes to the overall trending pattern when it comes to the interest over time of Pokemon. One thing I must say that is very interesting, sorry, I have allergies for some reason today. One thing I will say that is very interesting, I mean, first off, this is a 55 on the weekly. The week literally just opened. We've got 3 more days to see if this confirms that I highly doubt it will. But you know, the overall 2004 to present, it was sharply pointed up, and now it's flatlined. And one thing that makes me think as well, because here's something that I had talked with you guys before. I said the bottom was in. I would say that I feel confident in saying that the bottom is in for a lot of specific cards and products, but I don't feel confident in saying that the bottom is in and for a lot of the older cards. I mean, obviously, I've been kind of going over my segments the past two videos where I talked about Neo Genesis. I also talked about, oh, and another thing about the correction as well, the Steelix was actually a holo. It was not a reverse holo. There are reverse holos in the Neo era, but that is not one of them. That was a mistake on my part. I had someone correct me about that. So I just want to kind of clarify that. But anyway, and then we've also looked at some of the base set. And I mean, a lot of prices have seen a dip. And one of the reasons why I think we could see more downside is we just had a recent auction where we had a Charizard first edition final price sold for $290,000. Now, whether you want to agree with me on this or not, I mean, we can take a look at the card itself. You know, obviously it's not the same as the grading standard was before, but guys, we can't make these same arguments every single time and say, oh, you know, it's the same grading standard. Are we all going to get our freaking Charizards regraded? Because by that logic, if we are going to get all of our Charizards regraded, then I mean, you're not going to be seeing much change, you know? Like, it's just unrealistic. So I think this is of significant value to consider the fact of the matter that we just saw the price go down to 270,000. And I think what's even more significant than that is the fact of the matter that we saw a different price change as well in the Lugia first edition. So we'll take a look at that. I'm going to scroll down. It should pop up. Give me a second. All right, here we go. Lugia first edition. This one sold for $47,000, guys. And once again, you want to take a look at the back and scrutinize it all you want. I mean, this back definitely looks a lot cleaner compared to the other one. So I don't know what your excuse is for it this time, but this back card sold for $48,000, slightly below it. So I don't know about you guys, but I mean, like, gosh dang, I remember we literally just did a video on this last week, and we were talking about it on eBay, how we were saying first edition Lugia Neo Genesis PSA 10. And if I'm correct, the last time we saw the sale price, it was for $70,000, guys. So it's like, I just don't see this card getting to that kind of point, you know, where there's going to be a bottom anytime soon. You know, like the prices themselves. Okay, so 54,000 was the last sale price. That's what we kind of looked at. So the price still took a significant hit, guys. Like if we say to ourselves, let's pull up the calculator. We say that it was, we'll just round it up, 48,000, right? And then we'll divide it by 54,700. I mean, we're saying to ourselves, that's about a 12% downward move. I mean, guys, the price is still dropping. And I mean, the last Charizard first edition, I mean, Charizard first edition PSA 10. I mean, gosh dang it. Why does it always do that? Charizard first edition PSA 10 base set. Let's see if we can take a look at that. Man, I really love it when people just misname it so that it just makes it even easier for me not to find it. I mean, the last time we took a look at it, I think we had saw that the price of the card had sold for a significant amount. So, I mean, you can go back and look at my last video because for some amazing reason, I can't seem to find why. Wait, did I just see? Wow, that's actually a decent price for that kind of card. 630 bucks. That was kind of interesting. But yeah, no, guys, I mean, the price itself for 270. I mean, guys, remember when it was selling for $400,000? This is insane, like, considering how the fact of the matter that the price has dropped so much. Here, we're going to go with, or we're going to rephrase it. We're going to go, yeah, we're going to go first edition base set, Shadowless Charizard PSA 10. See if this pops up better. Okay, so we're going to look at recently sold. This should pop up a lot better keyword search results, hopefully. I'm not seeing much different here. I'm not seeing much different here, guys. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'll just keep talking and just scrolling. But yeah, no, basically, I mean, guys, this auction shows that the price of the cards themselves for specifically that kind of like, okay, here we go. Like I said, PWCC Vault, $500,000. Take it with a grain of salt. And that's what's actually something is very interesting. So if you want to take a look at that Lugia, if you see that Lugia from Neogen, the one that's just recently sold for $50,000 on auction, one of the things I find the most interesting about it, I don't know why it's all of a sudden so hard to find, but I remember it was back in August, so it's going to be a couple of scrolls before we find it. But it was sold under a non-PWCC auction. And I know that's something that we had really talked about, guys, is we said to ourselves, okay, PWCC auction is going to no longer be doing shill bidding, right? And I mean, look, we see it says 54,700. We don't see anything about that. We don't see anything about PWCC. And as far as it goes, we don't have, as far as I know, any, PWCC shill bid auctions that we can kind of look at within the recent, past month or so since they closed their, closed down with PSA. As far as I know, they're still closed down. I could be wrong. We'll take a look and see if there's any news as far as it goes. Yeah, I don't see it being used right now as far as it goes. I mean, we can take a look and see PWCC. I mean, yeah, the last listings for PWCC, I mean, from sellers. Yeah, guys. So I'm going to take a hot take here. And this is going to be an interesting one. Do I think the bottom is in? I think that specifically for sealed modern products, yes, I do. I think the demand for sealed product, specifically modern, I honestly don't think there was a bottom to begin with. I don't think we saw any sort of decline. The only argument that could be made to that was the fact of the matter that you saw a decline in the overall price of battle styles. I would consider that a dip, a buying opportunity, because honestly, a lot of these other sets didn't really skip a beat. I mean, Evolving Skies at 190, Fusion Arts coming out at pre-sales for 170. Guys, these prices are not downward action prices. And I mean, as far as it goes too with Evolving Skies, the overall card values right now have been holding strong. So if you're looking at potentially buying into those, as I always say, guys, wait, be patient. I think the prices will go down long term, but right now they're still holding sky high strong. I mean, Vivid Voltage, obviously, when they did a reprint, went down to 120. They're at 155 right now. I mean, it's been a steady increase. However, one thing I think that's very important to kind of take a look at, guys, is saying to ourselves, okay, let's look and see that the price of a lot of these individually graded cards are still skyrocketing downwards. That's really confusing. Sorry. They're still falling downwards, guys. The price has not stopped. Obviously, we saw that with PWCC, there was a corollary pattern where it seemed like, okay, the prices aren't dropping according to PWCC, but we know this, that the shill bidding has, played a factor into what we believe could be overpriced items. And to be honest with you guys, I think more than ever, and this is where I don't think it's really a hot take to say this, but I'll say it anyway. I think that we're going to see a gradual decline in the market when it comes to these cards in the next month, That's something I felt like I hadn't really calculated when saying, okay, do I think the bottom's in for graded cards? Now, obviously, I had made the argument that I didn't think the bottom was in for graded cards from the Hidden Fates era, because I definitely don't think there is, especially considering we're just now getting the huge waves of PSA card returns for Hidden Fates. I mean, we can even take a look right now and see what's going on with the Charizard. Let's just go back and see Hidden Fates Charizard PSA 10. I mean, let's take a look and see if there's any sort of price difference when it comes to shiny. Shiny Charizard. All right, so let's take a look and see if there's been really much of a change in this card specifically. Okay, so $900, $875, $860. I mean, guys, the decline, I mean, this card was selling at $1,000. It's now below $1,000. I mean, crap, if you want to get this card, let's take a look at just Hidden Fates in general. If I'm correct, this card was selling at one point for $500. And now it's probably selling for around the mid-4 to, oh my God, guys, hold on. Let's take a look. Let's make sure this is near mint. $400 is what it's selling for right now. $424 if you want to go from a orange star. But guys, that is crazy. I mean, these prices for Hidden Fates have started to absolutely decline. Let's go to high low, see if anything's look different. This was going for 80. This was going for 80. This was going for 100. This was going for 100. I mean, guys, these prices have plummeted. Like, absolutely plummeted, honestly. I mean, this is beautiful, guys. I mean, we haven't really been able to take a look at a lot of this, but let's take, let's do Sylveon, GX, Hidden Fates, PSA 10. I remember it was selling for around $300. Okay, so this one sold for $210 just the other day. $186, $164, $220. I mean, it's very sporadic, so you definitely got to see, okay, what's the current. I mean, if you want to buy it now, you can buy it now for $210. I mean, here, I actually sold one of these myself not that long ago, so I'm actually going to see. I'm actually going to take a look so that you guys can see. Awaiting, paid and shipped. Here's what I'm going to do, guys. We're going to take a look. I have no problems showing you guys this information. Obviously, this is just purely for scientific purposes. So we're going to take a look. Okay, so we'll say that, so look, 167 is what I sold my Mewtwo for. So you guys can remember that price. And then a while back, I also sold as well. Like I said, this is all purely scientifically speaking. Let's take a look and see what we can find. Okay, I sold it for 278 bucks. So I can go back right now, guys, and we can look at the Mewtwo as well. Let's take a look at the shiny Mewtwo. Let's look at last sold. Obviously, that's the most important. Interesting. So let's look this up because a lot of them are crossed off prices. So that's obviously very important. As you guys know, we're going to look at 130 Point, one of my favorite websites when it comes to looking for cards themselves and what they actually sold for, because we've got a lot of crossed off prices. Let's take a look right now, guys. Be patient. But yeah, I mean, guys, just looking off the Sylveon specifically, I mean, if I want to, I can go buy it right now, $60 under what I originally sold it for. The price is just tanked. Like, guys, I sold it for $270. You can buy it right now for $210. That is a 23% price drop, guys. That is not something to laugh about. Like, that is a serious price drop, guys. Are we seeing any results on 130 Point? No, nothing's popping up. Hopefully it'll be Shiny Mewtwo, GX, Hidden Fates, PSA 10. Here we go. Okay, so these are GB. 180. 199. Interesting. What is actually 130? I think that's at least over 100. Yeah, okay, so based on what I sold, it looks like these prices haven't changed much. But let's do a Caesar GX Hidden Fates PSA 10. This will be a good one to look at too. Interesting. This one's actually held up decently, all things considered. I mean, you want to go back further, and really say to yourself, okay, how well has it actually hold up? I mean, guys, we can go back in July and see when it was selling for 144. You know, August, we can say it was selling at 107. And now, just recently, it's now selling for the 80s. So, I mean, it depends on what you want to see. Oh, wait a second. These are the 10s. Oh, my God. Guys, holy crap. Oh, my gosh. Hold on one second, guys. I'm going to pull this off screen. I'm going to pull up what I sold mine for. I sold a 9. I sold a 9 for $66. Here, you can see that price right now. So I sold a 9 for $15. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's about a 50% drop, guys. Hey guys, if you want 9s, they are dirt cheap. Okay, so guys, slabs. Okay, I'm freaking out right now because we're still looking. Okay, so here is what I'm gonna. Okay, we're going for 20 minutes now. Sorry, I'm kind of in awe right now, so please forgive me, guys. So here's what I'm gonna say. These are my final thoughts, and we're gonna wrap up this video with this. 1, I think for the overall sealed market, specifically the sealed modern market, I think the bottom is in. I think that you're going to see, and this is what I've been saying for the longest time too. I said when the market crashes, you're going to see sealed go down, but you're going to see it really start to rebound a lot faster because I think sealed is a area where it just holds long-term value a lot better. 2, I personally believe that the bottom is not in for sealed slabs. We see that with Hidden Fates. We see that with the first edition Charizard and the recent Neo Genesis sale. I think that as far as it goes, guys, I mean, is the bottom in for that? Not even close. I think we could see lower prices. I mean, I could be 100% wrong, but I mean, if we're saying to ourselves, we're still getting results from people sending in graded stuff back in, August, September of last year, and that's not being received until a year later, guys, we still have October, November left. Like, this is crazy, like PWCC, or not PWCC, sorry, PSA literally reprinted, Hidden Fates back in February, and then for the tins, and then this last year as well, they did reprints for the Hidden Fates Elite Trainer boxes. So guys, I'm just saying, these Hidden Fates prices could still continue to drop. Now, I think that they're not going to drop in as large of increments. I think you'll see like 20-30% drops, but based off of current prices, right? Because we had that drop like we saw from the Scizor, go from 140 to, 80. And that's a significant drop. But, let's say it drops 30%. That's going to be, what, $60 at that point? You know what I'm saying? So the price drops from a numerical perspective are not going to be as large. But from a percentage perspective, they're still going to be pretty huge. And we could see that continue with, Lugia. And another thing as well, I made it actually an off-website sale. I'll let you guys know this now as well. I bought a PSA 9 Lugia. So we'll take a look at that. I bought a PSA 9 first edition Lugia Neo Genesis recently. And this is a 9, I'll have you guys. So please take that into consideration. I just recently bought it for $2,800. So for those people that are kind of like, I wonder if $2,800 is a good deal. The 9 just sold for $4,668. And that's on auction in the United Kingdom. Here's another one that just recently sold too. This one sold in September. This one is a 9 as well. This one sold for around the same exact price. So, it's kind of static to say what it's at. But I mean, guys, I literally was talking to you guys last time about how I am just absolutely in love with these overall prices for what's going on with these holos. And so, I mean, let's take a look once again at Pokemarket Cap. If I'm correct, guys, that Lugia Holo First Edition was selling for, at its peak as a 9, it was selling it for $15,000, if I'm correct. Yeah, guys, it was selling for $15,000. I mean, guys, right now, and this is obviously hypothetical, and we're not saying it's ever going to go down to that price again or up to that price. That's a 5x return right now. I mean, guys, the price, the value on what you can get for a lot of these cards is insane. And, you know, if it's a beautiful time right now to be a long-term collector. Yes, we're not at the $270 price, and personally, I don't think we'll ever hit those prices. You know, if anything, I wouldn't be surprised if we did hit, you know, that $2,000 price point. Who knows if we would ever hit sub 1,000? I think that's pretty much out of the park, you know, as far as being not realistic. But, you know, right now, guys, I think we've got a lot of good opportunities in our hand because a lot of these prices have retraced so much. But yeah, so that is something I thought was very important to take a look at. You know, these auction results showed, you know, huge ideas on just kind of the future of the market and how things are going to be, you know, especially considering you're seeing, you know, just great cards and, you know, these raw cards just absolutely tank in value. So definitely something to take into consideration. But that is all I have for today's video. Thank you guys all so much for watching. As always, please leave a like on this video and comment down below if you have any questions, concerns, disagreements. Do you want to correct me with anything? I always take that. You know, I always like that. You know, it's something that helps the channel out. And then also I love to be informed on something that I might not have known, so I can correct it on the next video to help inform others. But yeah, I think this is stuff that's super important to take a look at, guys. So if you have any input or anything you want me to cover, please let me know. And you know, like I said before, it helps out the algorithms, so I do greatly appreciate it. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell to stay up to date on all things Pokemon USA. And lastly, as always, check out our website and all of our social media pages. You can go to PokemartUSA.com, where you can buy a Pokemon product, as well as follow us on all of our socials to stay up to date on all things Pokemon USA has to offer. But until then, I will see you guys on Friday. Peace.